Have you ever noticed that your legs just don't feel as strong as they used to? Maybe you felt a little shaky when standing up, or even winded after walking just a short distance. It's not uncommon to feel these things as we get older, but here's the thing. Those aren't just the normal signs of aging. If you're dealing with these issues, it's your body sending you a message, and today, I'm going to help you understand exactly what's going on and how you can do something about it. I know firsthand how frustrating it can be when every step feels harder, or when you find yourself worrying about falling, or being unable to do the things you used to love. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to accept this as your new reality. There's a lot you can do to improve your leg strength, restore some confidence in your movements, and feel more independent. In this video, we're going to dive into 5 common reasons why your legs may be weakening after 60, and more importantly, I'll show you what you can do today to start reversing it. There's no need for expensive treatments or pills, just simple, actionable tips you can start right now. Hi, I'm Dr. Eisenberg. As a specialist in geriatric health, I've spent years helping people just like you regain strength and mobility. I'm here to share practical, science-backed tips to help you strengthen your legs and stay active. No gimmicks, no pills, just real solutions. But before we jump into all that, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know where you're tuning in from today. Also, if you find this topic interesting, give me your favorite emoji in the comments. I love hearing from you, and it helps me know what kind of content you're enjoying. And hey, if this video isn't for you, that's okay too. Just comment 0 to let me know. I want to make sure I'm bringing you the content that's most useful to you. All right, now that we're all set, let's talk about the first reason your legs might be feeling weaker than they used to. 1. Muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. Let's start with a story about someone I've worked with, Mary. Mary came to me feeling frustrated because after turning 60, she suddenly noticed that even her daily walks around the block were becoming a struggle. She had always been active, walking her dog, doing some light gardening, and even attending exercise classes. But out of nowhere, she felt like her legs were turning to lead. They felt heavy, weak, and she couldn't figure out what had changed. Sound familiar? You might feel the same way. That feeling of your legs just not having the strength they once did, or getting winded after a short activity. What Mary didn't realize at first is that she was experiencing the effects of sarcopenia, the medical term for muscle loss. And the truth is, this happens to all of us as we age, but it can be accelerated after we turn 60. Here's how it works. Sarcopenia, or muscle loss, starts gradually in our 30s, but it really speeds up after we hit our 60s. By the time we're in our 80s, we can lose as much as 30% of our muscle mass. This loss is often most noticeable in our legs, because those muscles are doing the bulk of the work when we walk, stand, or even climb stairs. If you've noticed your thighs or calves looking a bit thinner than they used to, or you feel like your legs are getting tired more quickly, it's a sign that sarcopenia might be at play. And the problem with losing muscle mass is that it doesn't just make your legs weaker, it can also lead to a host of other issues like poor balance, instability, and even an increased risk of falls. That's a scary thought, isn't it? But here's the good news. This is something you can fight back against. Just like you can train your body to gain muscle when you're younger, you can also take action to strengthen it now, no matter your age. The best part? You don't need to start lifting heavy weights or do anything extreme. Simple exercises like chair squats and leg lifts can make a huge difference. These are gentle, low-impact exercises that help build strength in your legs, and you can do them right from the comfort of your own home. And don't forget the importance of protein in your diet. Lean meats, eggs, beans, they're all great sources of the nutrients your muscles need to grow and stay strong. I've seen it work time and time again with clients like Mary. After just a few weeks of doing these exercises and focusing on getting enough protein, she started to feel stronger. Her legs felt less heavy, and she could take longer walks without getting fatigued. Most importantly, she gained confidence. She felt like she could rely on her legs again, and that sense of independence was priceless. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds simple enough, but what if my issue is something more serious? I get it. There's a lot more that can be going on with your legs, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Reason 2. Poor circulation, also known as peripheral artery disease. Now, let's talk about something that many people don't realize is a big contributor to leg weakness: poor circulation. I want to tell you about Bob. He's in his 70s, and for years he thought that his cold, aching legs were just a part of getting older. After sitting for a while, his legs would feel numb, and when he tried to walk, he'd get cramps that made it hard to move freely. Bob simply assumed it was normal, until one day he mentioned it to me, and we discovered that he was actually dealing with poor circulation, a condition known as peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD happens when the arteries in your legs become narrowed or blocked, limiting blood flow. This reduced circulation means that your muscles aren't getting the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong. As a result, your legs feel heavy, tired, and you might even experience cramping or numbness. If you've been noticing that your feet feel unusually cold, or you get cramps in your legs after walking, or even while sitting, there's a good chance poor circulation could be at play. And the truth is, untreated PAD can lead to more serious health issues, so it's important to pay attention to these signs and take action early. The good news is there are things you can do right now to improve circulation and get your legs feeling better. One of the best ways to improve blood flow is to move. I know it sounds simple, but just walking 10 minutes a day can help. You don't need to run a marathon, just a short, steady walk can stimulate circulation and help keep those arteries open. Also, staying hydrated is key. Water helps keep your blood flowing smoothly, and if you're dehydrated, it can make circulation even harder. Cutting back on salt is another great move to improve circulation. Too much salt can cause your blood vessels to tighten, making it harder for blood to flow. Lastly, elevating your legs when you're sitting down or lying down can help blood move more easily toward your heart, which can reduce swelling and cramping. Now, I know these might seem like small changes, but they can have a big impact on your legs. Bob, for example, started taking daily walks, drinking more water, and elevating his legs at night. After a few weeks, he noticed his circulation improving, his cramps became less frequent, and his legs didn't feel as cold or tired. He was able to get around more easily, and he even started enjoying longer walks with his dog again. But if you're still experiencing persistent symptoms like numbness or cramps despite trying these tips, I recommend seeing your doctor. PAD can be managed with the right treatment, but early intervention is important to prevent it from getting worse. Reason 3. Nerve damage, also known as peripheral neuropathy. Now that we've covered circulation, let's dive into something that might sound familiar but can often be overlooked: nerve damage. I want to share a story about Lisa, one of my patients who came to me in her late 60s. For months, she had been experiencing a strange tingling sensation in her feet that would get worse at night. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was downright painful. She also noticed that her legs felt weak, and she found herself tripping more often. At first, Lisa assumed this was just a part of aging, but when we dug deeper, we discovered that what she was dealing with was peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is a condition where the nerves in your legs and feet become damaged, often due to diabetes, vitamin deficiencies, or even prolonged alcohol use. It affects your ability to feel your legs properly, which can lead to sensations like tingling, numbness, and even a burning feeling. If you've ever experienced any of these symptoms, you might be dealing with nerve damage too. Now, I know this might sound a little concerning, but don't worry. There are things you can do to protect your nerves and even reverse some of the damage. First, if you have diabetes, it's important to manage your blood sugar levels. High blood sugar can damage nerves over time, so keeping your levels in check is one of the most crucial things you can do for your nerve health. Secondly, it's essential to pay attention to your diet. Nutrients like B12 play a significant role in nerve health. If you're not getting enough B12 in your diet, it can make your symptoms worse. Foods like leafy greens, fish, eggs, and fortified cereals are all great sources of B12 that can help support nerve function. But it's not just about food. Gentle stretches and light massages can also go a long way in helping improve circulation to the nerves and easing discomfort. I've worked with a lot of people who've found relief by taking time each day to massage their feet or legs, improving blood flow to the areas that need it the most. Lisa, for example, started focusing on her B12 intake, managed her blood sugar, and incorporated gentle stretches into her routine. After just a few weeks, she noticed a reduction in the burning sensation in her feet, and the tingling wasn't as severe. While she still had to take precautions, she felt more in control of her body, and that made a huge difference in her confidence and overall well-being. If you're dealing with similar symptoms, it's worth talking to your doctor to rule out underlying conditions like diabetes. But in the meantime, these simple changes, managing blood sugar, eating a nerve-friendly diet, and doing regular gentle exercises can help protect and strengthen your nerves. Reason 4. Spinal problems, also known as sciatica and herniated discs. Let's move on to something that many people experience as they get older, but often don't realize is contributing to their leg weakness: spinal problems. I want to tell you about John, a client I worked with a few months ago. John had been dealing with persistent back pain for years, and for a long time, he just assumed it was something he'd have to live with. But then, he started noticing something strange. His legs were becoming weaker, and he felt numbness and tingling, especially when he was standing for longer periods. It wasn't just discomfort in his back anymore, it was affecting his legs, too. John didn't realize that his back pain was actually linked to sciatica, a condition where the sciatic nerve, which runs from your lower back down your legs, becomes irritated or compressed. This nerve controls many of the muscles in your legs, so when it's under pressure, it can lead to pain, weakness, and numbness in the legs. Another possibility, which John eventually discovered after further tests, was a herniated disc, a problem where one of the cushions in your spine, called discs, slips out of place and presses on the surrounding nerves, causing similar leg symptoms. If you've experienced pain radiating from your lower back down into your legs, or if your legs feel weak or numb, it's a sign that something in your spine may be affecting the nerves that control your legs. And the longer this pressure is left untreated, the worse it can get. It's not just a back problem, it's a problem that can cause serious weakness and instability in your legs. Now, let me reassure you, there are ways to manage and even alleviate these issues. First, gentle back stretches can make a world of difference. Stretching helps relieve pressure on the nerves and can reduce inflammation around the spine. I recommend starting with stretches that target your lower back and hips. These areas can really benefit from more flexibility. Even simple movements like reaching down to touch your toes or lying on your back and pulling one knee toward your chest can help keep your spine mobile and relieve pressure on the sciatic nerve. Also, if you're spending a lot of time sitting, which many of us do as we age, it's important to get up and move every 30 minutes. Prolonged sitting can put extra strain on your back and make things worse. And don't forget about lumbar support when sitting for extended periods. A small cushion or roll placed behind your lower back can help keep your spine in proper alignment. John, after following these tips, saw a significant improvement. His back pain became more manageable and the numbness and weakness in his legs started to decrease. He wasn't in perfect shape, but he felt more mobile and confident, and that's what mattered the most. If you're dealing with similar issues, it's important to get a proper diagnosis from your doctor or a specialist. Spinal issues can vary, and a tailored treatment plan is often the best approach. But in the meantime, these simple strategies, stretching, staying active, and using lumbar support can go a long way in improving your leg strength and reducing discomfort. Reason 5, electrolyte imbalance, also known as magnesium and potassium. Now let's talk about something that many of us overlook, but it can make a huge difference in how strong and energetic our legs feel: electrolyte imbalances. I want to share a story about Marge, a wonderful lady in her 60s who had been experiencing some really painful leg cramps at night. She would wake up in the middle of the night with her legs tight and cramping, and no matter what she did, it seemed to last for what felt like hours. Marge thought it was just something that happened as she got older, but when we looked a little deeper, we realized it was related to her diet, and more specifically an imbalance in her electrolytes. Electrolytes are minerals like magnesium and potassium that help your muscles function properly. They're crucial for muscle contraction and relaxation, and if you're low on them, your muscles can go into spasms, which leads to those awful cramps. Low levels of magnesium and potassium can be especially common in older adults, and often it's something that's easy to overlook. If you've ever woken up with painful leg cramps, or if your legs feel weak and fatigued, an electrolyte imbalance might be at the root of it. But don't worry, this is something you can address quite easily with the right dietary changes. Increasing your intake of potassium-rich foods like bananas, spinach, and potatoes can help balance things out. And magnesium, which you can get from foods like almonds, dark chocolate, and leafy greens, is another important mineral for keeping those muscles relaxed and functioning properly. But it's not just about food. Dehydration can also play a big role in electrolyte imbalances, especially as we age. So, drinking plenty of water throughout the day is essential. Staying hydrated helps your body maintain a proper balance of electrolytes, which can keep those muscle cramps at bay. I remember Marge started incorporating more potassium-rich foods into her diet, drinking water regularly throughout the day, and even adding a magnesium supplement after checking with her doctor. Within just a few weeks, her cramps became less frequent, and when she did get a cramp, it was nowhere near as severe or as long-lasting as before. She felt more energized, and best of all, her legs no longer kept her up at night. If you've been dealing with cramps or fatigue, it might be time to take a closer look at your electrolyte levels. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Just make sure you're getting enough of those key nutrients and staying hydrated. It's a simple change, but it can make a world of difference for your legs. Now that we've covered all 5 reasons why your legs may be feeling weaker, it's important to remember that these issues are common, but they don't have to be permanent. Whether it's muscle loss, poor circulation, nerve damage, spinal problems, or electrolyte imbalances, there are simple steps you can take to regain strength and independence in your legs. It's never too late to start making changes, and even small steps can lead to big improvements. If you're already noticing some of these symptoms, take action now. Whether that's adding more protein to your diet, going for a walk each day, or incorporating stretches and strengthening exercises. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll feel the difference. I hope this video gave you some useful information and practical tips that you can apply today. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who might need it, and subscribe for more tips on staying strong, healthy, and independent as you age. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's the one tip you're going to start using to strengthen your legs? Drop a comment below and let me know. Also, don't forget to comment where you're watching from and leave your favorite emoji if you found this video interesting. And if you're not quite ready to dive in, let me know with a 0. I want to make sure I'm giving you the content that truly helps you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.